Hey guys, it's Jesse Swift with the FanSplash podcast. I just finished watching episode 4 of Marvel's Luke Cage. And what did I think? Sweet Christmas. Alright, well the show just keeps getting better and better. Episode 4 was a really great episode of Luke Cage titled Step into the Arena. And once you watch the episode, obviously that makes a lot of sense. Basically, without getting into a whole lot of details, what happens in this episode is carrying over the events of episode 3. We know the situation that Luke Cage is in, and that opens up the opportunity to take less focus off of the current events and actually go back in time to what made Luke Cage, and is Luke Cage's real name. So we actually get to go back to when he was wrongfully imprisoned and his time there, and we get so much more of an origin story for Luke than I ever thought that we were going to in this show. And I think that's great because Luke Cage, he's not Spider-Man, he's not Batman. People don't know who he is or how he became this way. We got to hear a little bit of what happened to him in Jessica Jones, but not much because that was not his show. And I really enjoyed this episode. It was a little light on the action, but very, very heavy in the character development. We get introduced to some of his inmates, like Squabble, and we get to know a little bit more about Shades, and just see how Luke and him know each other and what their experience were together in the jail, or in the prison. And this is the Seagate prison, and of course you have a lot of crooked prison guards. And I'm trying to, without getting into too much detail, explain why this was such a great episode. Any of you that are hardcore, like deep cut Marvel fans that know original Luke Cage, what he wore, some of the story elements of his original origin story, I think you will really, really appreciate this episode. There's definitely a moment that, as a comic book fan, made me grin ear to ear in this episode. I had a really good time watching it, and I'm looking forward to, obviously, to episode 5. I think this is a very important episode. I know that Daredevil kind of strung his origins along like the first few episodes. Jessica Jones kind of stretched out over seasons, but I don't know how much more of the early Luke Cage we're going to see, but I think this episode, if this is all we got, this would be great because they did a really good job with it. I want to know what you guys thought of the origin. Do you think it was handled well? Do you feel like you know more about Luke Cage, you care more about Luke Cage, and really seeing the evolution of who he was before and after going to Seagate and what happened to him? I want to hear what you guys think. So leave your comments down below. I know this was kind of a little bit of a shorter video, and I just kind of rambled on because, you know, it's the origin episode. Not much more to say about that. It was just very well handled. So, I will see you guys next time. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on all the various social medias. And until episode 6, this is Jesse Swift signing off and saying, may the film be with you. Talk to you later.